All right, chapter 6. Ahoy.
The source.
Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he'd arrived. He'd given Luka and Iggy what they needed, and nothing more. As Luka sprinted across the snow, the events of the past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle. Rolo said he was underground somewhere, captured. Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies. The clipboards were hell-bent on capturing Iggy. It all seemed to point to perennial harvest.
Of course it did. Are we surprised?
But right now, there was one thing that Luka needed to know.
Going home. Walking
Luka
home.
stopped dead in his tracks. The tree was gone, uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth. He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold snow.
So,
His numb hands hit something hard. A headstone.
did they replicate the headstone? Is our parent actually buried here? Or
A
dad?
dry whisper escaped Luka's lips.
You're here. All this time I thought I was visiting you. But you've been here alone in the snow. Dad, I'm so sorry. They ruined your favorite spot in the world. Our favorite spot in the world. Dad, what do I do?
There was no reply. Just snow-covered silence.
Why'd you give me the slip like that? What if I couldn't find you, you jerk?
Iggy finally noticed the tears welling in Luka's eyes and the snow-covered grave.
Oh. Iggy, they stole his tree, Iggy.
Yikes.
Suddenly, they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow.
Please let it just be Nat.
We gotta hide.
Oh, yeah, these guys. 259K. Fall off distance still good. Dude, did you hear me? I said 259. Sorry. Oh, is that Mama? You ever think about what we did here? We saved a whole town of people. Doesn't feel like it sometimes. What about everything we left behind? So all the adults that knew about it, I think, are these people. That's the grave of someone with a family. The people who love them will never know the truth. The truth is
He
overrated.
bent down to scoop up a snowball and lobbed it playfully.
Hey, don't be such a downer, dude. We took this job to change the world. Yeah. Come on. It's almost lunchtime. What is that little interesting little shuffle?
Here I thought I was a jerk. Those dinkuses are out here literally dancing on graves.
Luka stuttered through heaving sobs.
I thought I was visiting him. I thought he was with me.
Not gonna lie, that's a bad break. Here's some advice.
Iggy gave Luka a solid smack on the back of his head.
Hi.
Who's any of this helping?
What?
Sitting here in the snow crying like some pushover? Who you helping?
Iggy, look what they did. They lied to everyone.
Blah, blah, blah. Luka Van Horn, you're a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover. What did I tell you before? When some jerk comes at you acting like a horse's ass.
I should stand up for myself.
Hell yeah. A Kerr and his merry little band of clipboards pulled off the switcheroo for a reason, right?
That mentions something about a source.
Luka wiped his eyes with a sleeve.
Whatever the source is, must be awfully valuable in the perennial harvest.
Sure would be a shame if something unfortunate were to happen with our precious source, wouldn't it?
What do you have in mind?
If it's small enough to steal, we snatch it. If it's too big to snatch, we smash it.
And what if it's too big to stash?
Iggy
Smash.
flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckles.
I'm always up for a challenge. I'm gonna make this right down, I promise. Let's do this.
Okay. Let's see, is there anything? I get awful cold out there in those woods, Luka. Probably best you two stay put and conserve your energy. Help is on the way.
Where's Willow? Where's my mom? Did you kill her?
Oh, heavens no, do I seem like a killer to you?
Iggy and Luka shared a skeptical look.
Well, do I? I mean, you are a hyena. Oh, shucks. Now that hurts my feelings.
Screw that guy.
Okay. Any other words? Because this is where our house used to be. So why is there a tunnel right next to our house? Ah. Yeah. Snowball. I'll carry one just in case.
Wait a minute.
If this is the original town, then that means...
Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously.
What?
He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
Time capsule?
What's that?
Long story. So a few years back, I came into possession of some premium grade fireworks. Not the wimpy firecracker stuff they give kids. The good stuff.
So why did you bury it under a tree?
So that's the longest part of the story. You and Rolo were doing chores at Rolo's chicken coop. And you guys pissed me off for some reason or another.
Luka rolled his eyes with realization.
No, you did it.
Iggy stifled a chuckle.
Yep. I just wanted to give you guys a little scare. But like I said, these were some primo fireworks. So I might have underestimated things.
You blew up his chicken coop?
I prefer to think of it as incendiary redecoration. Sorry, but you should have seen the looks on your faces.
Rolo got grounded for months.
Which is why I need to stash the evidence and lay low. So I buried him under that tree. But when I came back for him later, they were gone. I figure some grown-up found him and tossed him.
Iggy triumphantly raised the shoebox.
Turns out, it wasn't the fireworks that got moved. It was us.
Unbelievable.
All right, great. So we've got fireworks. What do you think, this is a game? Newsflash, boyo. We are not a hero. You're a little brat who's in way over his head.
The hero is just someone who refuses to give up.
Comics these days are rotting children's brains. Okay, Boomer. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman superhero.
I was always partial to Kank Atomic myself.
Is that so? Do you really think you have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful... Okay, now we're threatening children.
Prepare for blast-off, loser.
Get it? Because we have the fireworks. Okay, let's see. So there's... Okay, can we go into town hall? Oh, we can look at it.
Just like this whole stinking place.
Okay, we got another word. That's all we needed. What else is over here? Nothing. Okay. Just gotta go around all the places before we do the thing. Can't go over it. Can't go under it. Gotta go through it.
Luka and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
Echo.
Echo, echo, echo. Well, I can see why they wanted to move us all out of town now.
But why would they dig a giant hole?
I think this is it.
Oh, it's a source. Yeah, that makes sense.
This is the source?
It's a dang hole. How do we smash a hole? Uh-oh. Well. Oh, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend.
Kerr, where's Rolo?
I wasn't lying before. He's safe. Well, safer than you two, at least. Drats, it's cold. You just had to drag me all the way here, didn't you?
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it?
What did you do to our town? What is all this?
Well, that's a doozy of a question. This is the source, where they collect the unrefined,
Kerr scratched the back of his head.
Honestly, boys, I don't understand any of this well enough to explain it. Fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know.
What do you mean you don't know? Ain't you in charge?
Oh, heavens no. My role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various complications.
Complications like us?
You are a smart boy.
His face contorted into a saccharine grin.
It's a good word. Love that word. It's really nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness, and others are simply obstacles along the way.
Seems like you were destined to be a creepy lackey.
The point is we all play our parts in life. Mine just happened to be a lead in the role of a lifetime. And you happen to be extras, ready for your curtain call.
We aren't giving up without a fight. Your smile's not gonna be so winning after we're done with you.
Now, boys, there's no need for melodrama. It makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a bit.
Kerr snapped his fingers.
Uh-oh, that's not good. Scene change. Oh my gosh, that's... How do we not notice him before there? That's better. Deal with him.
Iggy turned to Luka with a sly glance.
The fireworks? Why are you smirking?
Because I have a box full of fireworks and you don't.
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Oh, we know that's not going to be good. That's going to make the whole city freeze. Stop. Let's not do something regrettable.
Joke's on you. Regret is one of my specialties. Out of curiosity, what would happen if I threw these in your precious hole?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
You're a terrible liar.
I'll have you know that I am an exceptional liar.
That's far enough.
Iggy plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
Do we have a lighter? Stop, you fool.
Call for goods.
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Very well. You can all head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll handle these two from here. Fucking peace out.
Mr. Kerr sighed into the frigid air.
It's just us now, Iggy. You can put that down.
What, like this?
With a nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole.
Well, it wasn't lit.
Ooh. Whoa.
With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luka.
Oh, jeez.
Iggy tried to twist away, but in the struggle, they both tumbled over the side.
Oh, jeez.
Luka dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just before it
Oh,
slipped.
no. Iggy, no!
His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child, what have you done? Luka, listen to me. Hold on tight and use the walkie-talkie to call them back.
What channel do I use?
It doesn't make a damn difference. They're always listening.
If you do that, the clipboards will just haul us up and snag us both. The only way to get out of this, if it's Karen's picture, if
That is a sentence I messed up.
the only way for you to get out of this is if Kira's out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself.
Okay, child. If he lets go, we both die.
I don't want to die, but seeing the look on your face almost makes it worth it. Mr. Kerr, you've had a long life. Why don't you actually do something selfless and just let go?
Mr. Kerr gasped with insult.
Long life?
I'll have you know I can still play 25. You should have heard me sing the part of Phyllis Young.
With a wild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
Okay.
Wow, can you believe this guy?
Okay, what, two words.
Luka's hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
Kerr, just let it go.
No can do. If you want to save your friend, you'll have to save me too.
Luka, look at me. It's okay.
Luka felt Iggy loosen his grasp.
You aren't going to kill your friend like that, are you?
Every muscle in Luka's body burned.
I'm not his friend.
Yes, you are.
Nah, I'm just no good.
Bully. Like you, Kerr. Iggy, no.
Luka felt his hand slipping.
And I told you what I need you to do with bullies.
I can't.
It's your only way out of this mess.
Two birds, one stone. It makes sense for us to fall together. Wackadoos travel in packs.
Calm settled over Iggy's face.
Luka, let me do this.
Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
Let me do the right thing for once.
Oh, God. Luka had no choice but to... refuse.
Luka had no choice but to refuse Iggy's request. He tightened his grip and reached for the walkie-talkie in his pocket. A wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face. That's a good lad. Now, radio for help. Iggy begged Luka with his eyes one last time, but Luka pressed the button and called out.
We know that this is the wrong choice.
We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger. It wasn't long before they were once again surrounded by clipboards.
Never far.
Mr. Kerr sighed with relieved frustration. There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you? Mirror. Now, a clipboard dutifully produced an ornate ivory hand mirror, and Mr. Kerr began preening his tousled hair. Ah, that's better. Mr. Van Horn, I applaud your sharp thinking under duress. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away. A swarm of hands overpowered Luka. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag was pulled over his head was the defeated look on Iggy's face.
Oh, jeez.
The end. I think this was one of those times where doing the right thing was the wrong thing.
Oh, we know. We know. All right. We're gonna accept it.
Luka had
Gonna
no
be
choice
sad.
but to accept Iggy's request. With a quiet blink, Luka watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void. As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
Good.
So sad.
The two silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
Pretty explosion. How poetic. That was a lot of fireworks.
Tell a goodbye, Iggy.
Oh, you were there the whole time and you couldn't have helped. Luka, you should step back.
What?
Quickly. Curious. Ah, but of course, those fireworks of Iggy's must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before perennial harvest arrives.
Not until you tell me what happened.
Your friend's sacrifice just saved this town. For a little while, anyway.
How?
Tempest liquimine is a peculiar substance. It can change the relationship between matter and time itself, but doing so requires unfathomable energy. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings. A useful side product of this property being, by adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade.
So this gunk makes things cold and fireworks made the whole freeze over?
That's one way of putting it, yes. As luck would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to regenerate a runaway reaction. I shudder to think what would have happened in that
We have
case.
some idea what that would look like.
We do. That was a different ending. It'll take them a good while to safely break through and access the source again.
If you know all this stuff, why haven't you been helping?
I have been, in my way. Each one of us has our role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy us precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait.
Wait for what?
You.
Me? Why? What's my
A
role?
fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
He's been waiting to say this. Luka Van Horn, you are going to save the world. The gasp.
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west. Dumbfounded, Luka followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued. Beacon Pines, pines harder.
Okay.
Revenge served cold. Second time's a charm? Wait, that's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good? I was even starting to like Iggy.
Me too.
No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels.
But
Let's go back and find something more definitive.
I love it. Oh, that's a cute picture. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Weep. Okay, back to this drama. Begin to hum.
And
Hum
in
a-
the stillness,
A
he
lullaby?
began to hum. After the death of his father, Luka had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind. The only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem okay. That melody pervaded every memory Luka had of his mother. Shivering in the raw snow, He began to hum it out loud.
Now hopefully now we find out if this is our mama. Beacon harder.
Gran lowered the torch, listening closely as recognition slowly set in. Her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation, the incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out.
Okay, good.
A few steps toward Luka was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note.
I'm not crying. I'm almost crying. This is very touching. And the last one was so sad. Okay, just making sure. I think we're just waiting here for the song to finish. Just listening. Could we hum inside where it's a little warmer? Maybe?
Luka lifted his head in astonishment.
Oh, y'all. I'm sorry. Apparently I just had to press A.
The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother.
How did you know? I'm so sorry, my little buckaroo. Buckaroo? The only people who call me that are my dad and your mother.
Luka blinked through blurry, watery eyes, trying to see more clearly.
It's
He
Mama.
could just make out the impression of a familiar face. He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knees. Something about her was undeniably his mother, only smaller, older, changed.
Bob? That's right, buckaroo. Bob.
Luka sprinted as fast as he could toward his mother. They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies.
I like Nun Cree in the back, like his idle animation is just scratching his belly, like, well, this is great.
Eleanor? I thought you were... God! You should have known I would never abandon my son.
Eleanor looked down at Luka, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
How? You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you'd have pieced it together by now. You were exposed. Mom, I don't understand any of this. What happened to you? Where did you go? Why did you leave me? I never left you. I was always right here, Luka. Why did you lie to me? You tore me up, Luka, but I did it to keep you safe. I thought that getting answers would help us both move on. But the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Until perennial harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone thought I was gone. You could have trusted me. These are bad people, Luka. They won't stop until they get what they want. But they don't care who gets hurt in the process. Then what do we do? Oh, we have to stop them.
Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow.
Yeah, we do.
They can't be stopped. This is too big.
No, it's not. We don't want to get the fireworks.
I tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire with fire.
For the first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
No more lies. I see now there's a better way to stop perennial harvest. The cold, hard truth.
Luka gazed down
Get
at
it?
Concrete with pity.
It's funny.
He looked small. Joseph stared into the snow, as if searching it for answers.
Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash.
Let's go, Grandma, Mom. Our mom is our grandma is our mom.
You don't understand. He always wins.
Interesting.
Chapter 9. The Devil You Know. 7 months ago. Eleanor Van Horn crept down the maze of sterile hallways under perennial harvest. She stopped in front of the large steel door marked Deep Engineering. No turning back now. She raised a trembling hand.
This was only 7 months ago.
The stolen keycard worked as promised, and the door buzzed open with mechanical efficiency. She was immediately hit with the smell of disinfectant. It was some sort of laboratory. In one corner was a desk covered in papers. Across the room stood a tall metal pod with hoses protruding from its base. She rushed to the desk and began shifting through the piles of papers. They were experiment reports on something called Tempus liquamen.
We know about that
There
now.
were dozens of them. Every one stamped failed. Eleanor heard the sharp echo of footsteps approaching. She was out of time. Her eyes scanned the room, eventually landing on the strange pod. Muttering a curse under her breath, she dashed over and dove inside.
Okay, this was 7 months ago? Is that when this all happened? And this is what change is all about. Oh, here we go. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Charge? Change is a choice. I'm tickled pink that we will be making that choice together. How great is that?
This man is a liar.
Excuse me?
I will not. The town has a dangerous secret, and perennial harvest only exists to keep it hidden.
Nonsense.
They picked up the whole damn town and moved it right under our noses.
You're not making any sense, dear.
Mr. Kerr addressed the crowd with a sarcastic tone.
Imagine such a thing. It's absurd, just plain impossible.
They promised they could fix the foul harvest. They told us they would clean this place up. We just had to leave town for a few days. But well, they had us evacuated.
Mr. Hartford, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to.
You're afraid of a lot of things, aren't you? You sniveling little worm.
This is growing tiresome. A little help, please.
Don't you all see this festival as a sham? An excuse to have the whole town gather in one place. They're planning something awful. I don't know what, but these people are wicked.
Don't listen to her. She has absolutely no proof, except this pod.
I am the proof. I'm Eleanor Van Horn.
Whispers filtered through the crowd.
Well, aren't you sneaky as the Dickens?
We all knew Valentine's fertilizer was too good to be true. And now this whole town is paying the price.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry about this disruption. My associates will take this obviously disturbed woman somewhere comfortable so that she can get the help she needs. Uh-oh. She's not the one who's disturbed. You two-timing clown. You all know there's something wrong with this town. It was just easier to look the other way. The truth is... Excuse... Is the child the mastermind? That's quite enough, Mr. Nuncrete. I don't know.
Torment dragged on Joseph Nuncrete's face.
Is this actually not the son, but the dad who disappeared? Yes, sir. Take them away. No, I want them to see this. Oh, the ever tempestuous Eleanor Van Horn. You've been quite the thorn in my side. Like a weed that's burrowed in where it doesn't belong. I must confess you look dreadful.
He paused for a moment, plucking a piece of fuzz from his sweater and discarding it to the
We
ground.
do know that it affects time, so that is a possibility. Consider yourself in rare company. You've managed to pull one over on me. It won't happen again. I knew you had some sort of plan to disrupt our little party. But alas, I expected something a bit more impressive than incoherent ramblings. No matter, your failures are yours to bear. Mr. Kerr. Yes, sir. It's a shame it was cut short, but I thank you for your rousing oratory. I will take it from here. Yes, sir. Of course. You've done quality work for me, William. You can look forward to a recompense we agreed
Kerr
upon.
gave a bow of deference.
Founder, you are most gracious.
Gasps rippled through the crowd.
Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket. In one smooth motion, he downed its contents.
What?
A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
Okay. You can call me Sharper. Oh, we called it. Yeah.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
He's turning into the Hulk. She's growing up. My
A
son.
hushed horror gripped the crowd. This is a story about change.
What? No.
Ah, so you didn't see that? I mean, we sort of did once we figured out Grant was our mom.
Good.
Sharper examined his new hands.
Well, this is quite the improvement. Everything looks so much smaller now. Eleanor was right about one thing. The festival was a ruse. I wanted you all to witness my glorious return with your own eyes. Why does everyone look so downtrodden? This is a celebration, people. Maybe it would help if we set the mood. Mr. Kerr, be a dear and reveal the sign. I'm the evil villain, and what's the first thing I do as the evil villain? I make a festival named after myself. Oh my god. That's some good villain shit right there.
Sharper choked out a crude squawk of laugh. Frustrated grumbles sprinkled through the crowd.
Sharper, you malicious bastard. I'm glad you're back so I can tally it to your face. You destroyed this town. We ain't gonna let you get away with it again.
Sorry, this is not the time for audience participation. Some assistance, Mr.
William
Kerr.
Kerr gave a subtle nod to the clipboards.
You coward.
Does anyone else have something to contribute?
A helpless quiet settled over the crowd.
I thought so. Did you all truly believe you could be free of me? A town of complete and utter fools. You people should be celebrating my return. You clearly lost without me, and that leads me nicely to my children.
Daddy?
I gave you both the greatest gift a parent can give. The opportunity to prove yourselves in my absence. Squandered. To say I'm disappointed would be an understatement.
But
I gave him a child voice as soon as he had a dad. That's what happens when you get a dad. Silence, Augustus. An adult is speaking. I didn't know which is worse, a son who is completely hopeless, or a daughter with such potential who inevitability leads me down. Eris, you fail me with your admirable consistency. Thankfully, I was counting on it this time. Father, I've been wasting time, my dear. What have you accomplished? I was focused on cementing our legacy. Legacy? Who needs a legacy when you could just live forever? But what about... It's all right, kiddo. I'm afraid you suffer from a complete lack of imagination. There's just no helping it. Now then, where's Joseph? You didn't take the opportunity to slip off, did you? Ah, there he is. Everyone should give him a hand. None of this would have been possible without Joseph.
I think you've said enough.
Nonsense. The people deserve to know how helpful and loyal you've been.
I only did what I did because he left me no other choice.
You always had a choice, Joseph. You were simply too weak to take it. No matter. Cheer up. You're about to be rich beyond your wildest dreams. He sold out. You should follow Mr. Kerr's example. When I found him, he was in a sorrier. I've been hanging out with Molly. Sorrier state than any of you. An aging actor, desperate to recapture his youth. He played his part, and soon he'll be able to play the leading man again. Forever, in fact, if he remains loyal. That goes for all of you. Well, those who haven't already frittered away my goodwill. Beacon Pines is mine again, and I'm willing to share its spoils in exchange for absolute loyalty.
Are you saying William Kerr was down there in charge of perennial harvest?
Ha! You think that puffed-up blatherskite could have accomplished all of this? Damn, I suppose it's time for your big exclusive.
Sharper addressed the crowd with indignant pride. He'd planned this moment for so long that now, at the deed's fruition, it almost felt frivolous.
You see, I needed a figurehead to hold things down while I orchestrated my return. Someone to misdirect, lie, and Blick this town for a spell. So I invented William Kerr. Take your bow, you've earned it.
Mr. Kerr flourished a preposterously elaborate bow.
Oh, an actor. Patrick C. Montesquieu, thespian extraordinaire at your service. Founder, I just want to thank you again for this opportunity. It truly was the role of a lifetime.
Wait, so this Bill Kerr was a patsy the whole time?
Now that your secret is out in the open, what's to stop this town from rising up against you? Oh, that's the delicious part. Fear. Thanks to our clipboards, I know what each and every person in this town fears most. And I will make those fears manifest for anyone who steps out of line. He's just minus spiders. It's like, unleash the spiders.
I'm not afraid of you.
Ha, the young hero. I've kept a keen eye on you, boy. You and your friends made a habit of disrupting my plans. What a pity if things would have gone a bit differently. You might have had your moment of triumph, but that's fate for you.
You can't do this.
Oh, but I can. I have won. Never underestimate what a great man can do given time. And now, time is my plaything. Perhaps the most expensive thing I've ever bought. But well worth it. Ha!
Sharper coughed up one final laugh and cracked his knuckles.
And it's like a villain of a town. I was like, you have the power in a town of 50 people, sir. And you named a festival after yourself. I don't think you should not be acting like this. You literally nothing. Your small town power.
And so, Sharper set about remaking the town in his own image.
All right, y'all. That's going to be the end of this episode. We found the true bad guy with some aging growth things. I wonder if Mom's going to return back to normal after we actually save the town. We'll see what happens after this and what we're going to do next. So, see you soon. Bye.